people talk about blackness when they talk about immigration, or they don't talk about Latinidad when they talk about police brutality, because they know that once we start finding common ground, we will find each other. And if we find each other, they're in trouble.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
And Ida Rodriguez is here. Her book is Legitimate Kid, a memoir, where in the introduction she talks about asking her mother why they had different last names and why she wasn't married to her father. and why you were that kid. You were that kid.
Yeah. And I got my answer.
For you and all these labels, like I grew up in a household where my dad was very proud that he stayed with my grandmother. Like, he was raised in a house. My parents stayed together. My parents married 48 years till my dad closed his eyes. He was big on legitimacy. He didn't want me to play with children who were illegitimate. I was like, that's so weird. No child asked to come here. He had very distinct feelings about people who were from the Caribbean islands as well, even though all of our neighbors were from different places. And I'm like, sir, you got Marcus Garvey books in the house. Such a smart man, but so conflicted in all of these hard-baked, hardwired views of other people that you could produce a child like me who's going to question all of these inconsistencies. Like, this makes no sense. So, of course, I brought home everybody that he said I shouldn't play with, because that's how I was. But, for you writing this book, I think you were saying something.
Yeah, we have to declare our own legitimacy, because legitimacy in America has been established by white supremacy, right? And the term about the dealings about legitimacy, which originally started, I believe, with sex work, where they were trying to declare the children of sex workers and they're declaring their legitimacy. It had something to do with that. And then it was weaponized against people of color without taking into consideration that, Black men were taken from families, and that's in the DNA. We've been struggling with repairing that. And there are so many Black men who stay and so many brown men that do stay. But so I wanted to explore what the term legitimacy was, because it's all about validation. And we see these terms now, these inhumane terms, to call somebody an illegal alien, but you don't ever see them saying that when they're talking about Eastern Europeans who are here, who are undocumented, participating in a lot of crime stuff, very heavy in the sex trafficking. You don't hear them, saying illegal alien. It's specifically south of the border. And when they're talking about Black and brown people, Haitians and Africans. And so I wanted to explore how we have to declare our own legitimacy, whether we have our father's last name or not, whether we know who our great-grandparents were or not. We are legitimate for just being here. The Bible says, but you are loved by the breath. By the breath, you are loved. That is just for your existence. But what I do want to say about what you said, I think that a lot of people who come from me to tell me how illegitimate I am, or non-foundational, or how I'm not this or I'm not that. I'm a Caribbean woman, proud Caribbean woman. And a lot of the people that are lauded in these circles, like Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, who was I think he was also Caribbean.
Trinidad, yeah.
Malcolm X, Grenada.
Come on.
Who was
Farrakhan, come on. Yes.
And let's not, as we share videos about Haitians fighting ICE back, let's not forget about Toussaint Louverture. Let's not forget about all these revolutionaries that hail from the Caribbean, because the reality of it is that we come from the same soil. And they dropped us off in different places, told us different stories about each other so that we could hate each other, because they know in their soul that if we ever find some shred of solidarity, it's over. So I am here for that. And so And listen, quickly, just when people try to remind me about the Latino vote, you don't have to remind me about it because I was out there. I was one of the people advocating, and I understand where that comes from. It comes from trying to put women back in the house, trying to aligning themselves with this idea of what strong men are, because for some reason they think Donald Trump is a strong man, which I think is laughable. But this idea that Latinos are this unique group of people who voted for Donald Trump. I think it's interesting that there was so much focus on them. Yes, because the numbers were high. Well, you never heard them talk about the Indian vote. You never heard them talk about the Asian vote, right? You know, it's the same reason why you never hear people talk about Blackness when they talk about immigration, or they don't talk about Latinidad when they talk about police brutality, because they know that once we start finding common ground, we will find each other. And if we find each other, they're in trouble. So I'm sorry, I had to just get that off my chest because I hear it all the time.
No, I'm so with that. And by the way, there are 500,000 undocumented Europeans in this country. Undocumented European immigrants, 500,000. Are they showing up there? I just saw a story that ICE went to a mass and snatched people out during service. I said, is that the criminal? Is that what we're looking for here? I'm appalled by that you could be in church praising God, these Christians, right? This is a Christian nation, and you would snatch somebody out of prayer.
And that's how you know
in California. San Bernardino, Bishop Alberto Rojas, who leads more than 1.5 million Catholics in Southern California, formally excused parishioners from their weekly obligation to attend Mass following ICE's descending upon him at 2 parish properties in the diocese. That's so crazy. He said the real fear gripping many in our parish is that if they venture out into any kind of public setting, they'll be arrested by immigration officers. They don't even ask. And as I say every day, do you look Haitian? They're not asking. They're not asking whether you're here or not, you know.
Yeah, and I do look Haitian, you look Haitian, and the darkest person I know looks Haitian, and the lightest, because if you ever been to Haiti, or if you've seen Haiti, just like the Dominican Republic. But you know, the thing, this is just really scary. This is not a Christian nation, and these people are not Christian, and they don't believe in God, and they don't fear God, because the Bible says, better you not be born than to mislead my sheep. This is walk in a way that's worthy of the calling. You're not going to tell me that you believe in the word and you don't honor it. There's no way you out here lying in God's name and telling me you believe in God. There's no way.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back, and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will